Are you struggling to organically rank your product on the first page of Amazon? Now, what if I told you there's a proven formula from taking your products from being invisible to showing up everywhere on Amazon? In this masterclass, I'm going to show you exactly how you can dominate Amazon search results using SEO strategies that most sellers don't utilize. For Amazon sellers that aren't familiar with how the SEO operates, it pretty much refers to the processes of optimizing their product listing on Amazon so that we can improve visibility in search results for most of our keywords. It involves placing relevant keywords all over your listing so Amazon's algorithm can see that your product is relevant for this product and showcase it directly in the search results. Now, the ultimate goal of Amazon SEO is always to end up on the first page of Amazon because about 80% of sales happen on the first page. Think about it. When was the last time you went shopping on Amazon and you scroll to the second, third, fourth page? Most people will just buy maybe the top 10 listings or look into that, right? So the ultimate goal for all of our search results, all of our keywords, even our BSR, our categories, we want to be on the first page. Now, in terms of Amazon SEO components, there's 4 that we like to focus on, while the top 2 and 3 have most of the benefits. So we have the title, we have the backend keywords, we have the bullet points, and then I threw in the A+ content and alt text together. In this video, I'm going to go over all of these separately and exactly how we can implement these keywords into our listing, into these different sections of our listing, and even optimize it consistently. Now, the title is the most important part of your listing concerning SEO. And this is where we want to incorporate most of our primary keywords with high search volumes that we want to rank for. For our backend keywords, we want to include so many hidden keywords that we don't necessarily need in the front of our listing, but that they might have search volume each of 200, 300. And if we rank on all of these keywords, it'll add up to like 4, 5, 10,000, right? Down the line. And you might not even realize that it has such a big effect on your sales. So this is where we like to include lots of keywords. Spanish keywords are really good. People do not use on Amazon, especially if you sell in Amazon USA. Spanish keywords are amazing. But this is a lot of small phrases that we just don't need on the front of our listing or have small search volumes. Now, the bullet points is where we want to be descriptive, but also SEO optimized while sounding like it's natural and not too forced, right? On Amazon, this is the formula. Text is for robots, images are for people. What do I mean by that? Text and SEO optimized keyword listing makes Amazon see, the algorithm see that we are ranking for these keywords. These keywords are relevant for our product, right? So that increases our impressions. SEO brings people to our listing. Now, the design aspect is what converts customers. Customers are more image driven, right? When was the last time you clicked on a listing and you read through all the bullet points, the description, so on and so forth? People most times look at the main image and the secondary, third images, look at the pricing, and look at the reviews. That's what gets people to convert. But first, we need to be SEO optimized to bring people onto our listing. And that's where we bring in all the text elements to include into our listing so Amazon sees that these are relevant for us and we want to show up for these search terms. So in the bullet points, we like to just include exact match keywords that have high search volume that we want to just naturally put on the front end of our listing. We don't want to make it sound like it doesn't make sense because some people end up reading it. But for example, a lot of the keywords we put in our title or into our backend, we can include those into our bullet points if it makes sense. Now, the 4th place, A+ content and alt text, is highly underutilized. Most Amazon sellers do not even include any keywords into their alt text or the A+ content. And I'll show you exactly what I mean by this. But while Amazon does not necessarily say that this plays a role in indexing and increasing your ranking, if you track your keyword ranking after putting in keywords into your alt text or A+ content, you'll see you'll get indexed for smaller keywords, right? We've done this for many clients and we've seen that you add a lot of these keywords into your backend and you'll be indexed. And you can keep on adding new keywords, removing ones that you already rank well for, so on and so forth. And this is highly, highly underutilized. This is how you can get ahead of other sellers because they don't utilize this. When selling on Amazon, we always want to achieve or strive for an 80-20 rule. So an 80-20 rule, if most of you don't know, this means that we want ideally 80% of our sales coming organically, while 20% come from PPC that keeps our sales intact and maintain our BSR rank and keyword ranking, right? And in order to achieve this, we must be extremely well and SEO optimized on our listing, right? Because we see lots of clients out there, lots of Amazon sellers blast money on PPC. They'll increase their sales, but then once you analyze the data, their BSR rank or their organic rank will not be improving at all. They just have a high ACoS. They're bleeding their budget. While if they just optimize their listing, did the proper keyword research, and see that if we ranked higher on this certain keyword, we wouldn't have to blast so much money on PPC and we would get so much more organic sales, which means we would be much, much more profitable. So you always want to aim for an 80-20 rule. 80% sales coming organically, 20% sales coming PPC. And in order to do this, we have to combine our SEO and PPC components as one, like it's yin and yang pretty much. Because once these two work really well, it'll help with your impressions skyrocketing, right? Conversions is a different thing. Conversions will rely on design, review, pricing, this and that. But first, we want to get people onto our listing, and by combining both of these things, they play such a big role in it. Now, the first thing we have to do before we can optimize anything is we have to get all the keywords that are relevant for our product. And this is where we create a master keyword list. So if you don't know, a master keyword list is pretty much a full sheet of keywords that are relevant for our product, that our competitors are ranked high for. And we use this list to differentiate how important certain keywords are compared to other based on search volume, relevancy, this and that. So then we know exactly where we want to put these keywords into our title, into our bullet points, our backend keywords, which ones we should focus on, this and that. So first, I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to create a master keyword list. So for this masterclass, I'm actually going to use one of our clients' products to see that if we can optimize this further. So I can see exactly where we are lacking. Maybe we didn't do the proper research or we haven't just updated recently. So I'm going to use this as an example as to how we can create a master keyword list and how we can optimize the listing. So this isn't a bathrobe set, right? For men and women, for our client. Now, what we want to do is first, we want to identify what is our main keyword. Most people know what their main keyword is with the highest search volume. For example, for this, I know that the main keyword for this is bathrobes. Bathrobes is, well, it's pretty basic, but it's what this product is. It's bathrobes, right? But if you don't know what your main keyword is, you can go into Helium 10. So pretty much throughout this entire masterclass, we're going to use Helium 10 for the entire time. So if you don't have it, I highly, highly recommend you go get a Helium 10 package, because as an Amazon seller, you must analyze the data and see your tracking and this and that. And it's the perfect tool for SEO optimizing, as I'll show all the different features that you can use for it. So first of all, get Helium 10, and then I'll show you exactly what we can do from here. For this product, what we're going to do is we're going to copy the ASIN from here. Copy the ASIN. If you don't know what the ASIN is what identifies your product. It's what the search result is. If you go up here, your ASIN will be right here. It's pretty much what identifies your product when people search for on Amazon. So what we're going to do is we're going to get that ASIN, and we're going to go into tools, and we're going to go to Helium 10 Cerebro. Cerebro is such a powerful tool that shows you all the keywords, where you're ranking for, this and that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you exactly how we can find the main keyword for this. If you don't already know, just put your ASIN in here. It'll load the data. Once the data is loaded, we're going to scroll down, and it's going to show you all the keywords we're ranked for. Now, there's a few things I just want to showcase to you that we want to stay in check or always be aware of. Now, what we like to do is we want, or ideally, a 2-to-1 ratio for organic keyword distribution to paid. So for example, here we have 1,200 organic and 313 paid, which is pretty good. It's above our ratio of 2-to-1. But ideally, if you want to scale your product, so on and so forth, for example, if we want to get this to, let's say, 2,000 organic rank, and we're being a little bit aggressive, we want this ideally to stay below 1,000 or 800, this and that, because that's how we get the 80-20 ratio for sales, right? Like I said, 80% of sales coming from organically, 20% coming from PPC. Now, once you come down here, to find the main keyword, pretty much what you're going to do, you're going to sort by search volume from highest to lowest, and it's going to show you all the keywords. Now, some search volume keywords will be higher than the other, but we want to be super specific in what our actual product is. So I know our product is bathrobes, right? So I'm looking for the most applicable bathrobe. Like this is dry robes. Dry robe is different from our bathrobes, and this has a search volume of 20,000, but it's not super specific to our product. So this isn't our main keyword. So we can go ladies dressing gowns. You see how there's so many different ones: dressing gowns, bath towels. It's not a bath towel; it's a bathrobe, right? Bath towels will show a different product. Here, women's robes. I say women's robes is the most applicable one for our product, especially it has the highest search volume, this and that. There's men's robes, so on and so forth. But it seems like women's robes is the main keyword, so I'm gonna use this keyword to find most of our competitors. I'm gonna just go on Amazon search results. I'm gonna just search up women's robes, and it'll showcase me all of our main competitors, right? So showing us all of our main competitors. Now what we want to do is we want to extract up to 9 of our main competitors, 10 including us. So we want to extract 9. So what we want to do is we want to run Helium 10's extension tool right here. Let me just minimize myself right here. And we're going to run X-ray Amazon product research. Now this is going to show us all the data for which competitors are making the most compared to us, because obviously we want to target the competitors that are doing really well on Amazon, right? So we're going to sort this by revenue, and it's going to show all of our competitors that are doing well on Amazon revenue wise. And what we want to do is we want to extract up to 9 of our main competitors. But first, make sure that these are our main competitors. Go one by one through their product and see exactly, are these applicable to our product? And once we do, we're just going to copy and paste. And we're going to take all these ASINs and we're going to put these also with our ASIN here. So like I said, we want to get all our main competitors. This one, have a look here. Is this applicable to us? This one is, right? So similar to our product. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy and paste all of these main competitors as much as possible, so then we have a wide variety of data that we can use. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so I extracted up to 7 of our competitors. I didn't do the full 9 because I'm actually on Amazon UK and the market's much smaller. So I just wanted to get 6 to 7 of our main competitors that are doing well in revenue. But if you're on the US market, you can use up to 9, up to you. What we're going to do is we're going to just click get keywords and it'll give you a whole search results. So I'm going to click run a new search, as I've done this already before, and we'll let the data load. Okay, once the data is loaded, we're going to scroll down and it's going to give us a whole lot of keywords. So pretty much it's giving us 2,529 keywords, right? Obviously, this is way too much for us to handle. We can't go manually through one by one. So what we're going to do is we're going to just set a criteria. What I like to do is for search volume, I like to do a minimum of 200 because less than 200 searches a month is very little and it's not going to result in many organic sales or visibility coming to our listing. And this is an easy way for us to differentiate and just get rid of keywords that are not needed. So I'm going to hit 200. I'm going to click apply filters. Now we have 300. See how we went from 2,500 to 365 filtered keywords. That showed how many keywords were less than 200 and just are not applicable to our products and will just make us waste time. Now we have a good data set of keywords that all our products are ranked for, our competitors are ranked for, so that we can analyze and see which ones we need to focus on. So what I like to do here is I like to sort by search volume, so that it gives us all the keywords ranked by search volume. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to export this data onto a Google Sheet. You can use an Excel file too, but I like using Google Sheet because it's more easy for me. So what we're going to do is export data as a CSV file. And it's going to come and it's going to start downloading here. And we're going to take this into a Google Sheet. Okay, so I'm at a Google Sheet now. I just opened a brand new Google Sheet. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit File, New, sorry, not File. We're going to hit Import. Once you hit Import, it's going to give you all these options. We're going to click Upload. This is we're going to drag that CSV file. So if you go up here, it should be right here. It'll be the first one downloaded. We're just going to drag and drop it here. And it'll start loading the data. And it's going to just load here. So we're going to click Import Data. Once it's imported, boom. Now we have a lot of data here, and I'm gonna show you exactly how we're gonna filterize this because this is a lot to handle right now, and I'm gonna show you how we're gonna do that. Okay, this looks very confusing, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of a lot of this data. So what we only wanna keep is we wanna keep the keyword phrase, the search volume, and all of our ASINs here. So the ASINs will all be at the end here. We wanna keep all this. Besides that, we wanna delete all this stuff. So I'm gonna just go here, I'm gonna click here, we're going to click delete columns. We're going to keep the search volume right over here. Search volume trend, we don't need this. Oops. We're going to just do it here. We're going to, no. There you go. We're going to go all the way down here till we go to our first ASIN right there. So we're going to come here. I'm going to just delete all this, delete columns. Now this is much, much easier. So now we just have the keywords itself. We have the search volume for these keywords, and we have all the ASINs that we got the data from pretty much. Okay, now what we want to do is we actually want to add one new column in here. And this column is known as the relevancy column. So what I'm going to do is here, we're going to hit insert one column to the right, and it's going to create a whole new column. And I'm going to label this as, relevancy. Now, what is this? So the relevancy pretty much means it's going to show us exactly how relevant each of these keywords is based on a criteria that I give them. So I'm going to give it a criteria saying exactly, give me all the keywords, give me the rank for all the keywords within the top 30. So if our competitor is ranked in the top 30, I want us to show it. So the higher the rank, it'll show that we have 5-6 competitors ranked in the top 30 for this keyword. Now, what does that mean? That means this keyword is highly relevant to our product itself because our competitors are ranked high for it. And if our competitors can rank so high for it, we should be able to too, right? So this is going to be able to help us differentiate exactly what we should put in our title, bullet points, how important certain keywords are, so on and so forth. So what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to give this a criteria. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go here, equals count if. So this is the criteria I'm gonna give it. And what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna copy all of these separate keyword tabs here. So it goes up to all the ASINs. We're gonna hit comma, and then we're gonna give it a criteria. So what you wanna do is we're gonna put phrase, we're gonna put bigger than 30. Now, why am I doing 30? Ideally on Amazon US, most sales happen for the top 30 search results for a keyword, right? Like I said, people don't go on the second, third page for keywords or looking for products. So ideally, we want to look for keywords that our competitors are ranked in the top 30 for, because then we want to achieve the same rank and we know that we can do it too. So this is the criteria we want to give it. We're going to put the comma again. We're going to close the bracket and we're going to hit enter. Boom. Now it's going to give us all of this. It's going to give us autofill. We want to do this because it's much easier. Now, boom. Now it has given us all of the ranks for this. And I'm going to show you exactly what this means. So to make this easier, I'm going to just color code all the phrases here so that we don't have to worry about, it just makes it easier for me to see it. Now, exactly what does this mean? So on the relevancy tab, what we're going to do is we're going to sort by highest to lowest. Oops, not that way, the other way. Now what is this showing to me? So this keyword bathrobes woman has a relevancy of 6. What does this mean? That means at least 6 of our competitors are ranked in the top 30 for this keyword, right? See, example, this competitor is ranked 17, 1, 29, 18, 6, 17. Only one competitor is not ranked at all. They're not indexed for it. So they don't have it on their listing. But 6 have this. So this showcases to us, this is a really important keyword for our listing. So if we keep going down, 6, 5, 5, that means five products are ranked in the top 30 for dressing gown. And so on and so forth, all the way down to the bottom. It's going to show all of this. Now what we want to do is we want to filter all this out so we know exactly which keywords are the most important and which ones are not. So what I like to do is I like to give each separate relevancy number their own color, right? So for example, for all the 6s, these are the most important ones. I want to just go here, we're going to highlight, and we're going to give this its own color. We'll give it like a light blue or aqua. For the 5s, same thing. We're going to go all the way down to where 5 ends over here and give it its own color. We'll give it like, oh no, that was too dark. We'll give it like orange. Right? Same thing, same, all the way down here. So I'm going to do this for every different color set right now. Okay, so now I give each different relevancy their own color at the bottom down here. Now what we can do is we can see exactly which keywords are the most important and which ones we should focus on. So from here, I like to do, just go from the search volume from highest to lowest. And it'll show lots of keywords, right, with high search volume. But see how these are not relevant at all. Slippers for women. 0 of our competitors are ranked in top 34, so we don't even want to focus on this. While, have a look here. Dressing gowns for women's UK. This has a search volume of over 20,000, and we have 5 competitors ranked really high for this, right? So that's very, very interesting. While it's not directly linked to our product of a bathrobe, it's very similar to what our product is, and our competitors are ranked high for it. So for this example, I want to highlight this or make this really important. Like, this is a keyword we can add into our title, into our bullet points, so on and so forth. And from the looks of it, it doesn't look like we have this keyword in our title anywhere right now. If I actually go here and I actually go to my product, here, it's our product, right? And if I hit Command F and then I put this keyword, you see how this keyword is nowhere on our listing. So we are actually missing out on a whole lot of sales or search volume by not including this, because our competitors are ranked really high for this and it has such a high search volume. So this one I want to highlight really well. So we can go on so forth here too. Also, dressing gown. We have a search volume of 16,000, a relevancy of 5. And, we can include this too in our listing. We're just missing out on sales all over the place. So we want to first sort by search volume and see exactly one by one, manually go through how relevant are these keywords. Women's nightwear. Is it relevant? It's not exactly a bathrobe, not really, and no one's ranked for it, right? So we want to go through this and see exactly which ones are more important. Ladies dressing gown could be important. 7,000 search volume. 3 competitors are ranked in it for it. Women's robes, women's dressing gowns. So we want to just highlight all of this. For example, this one, we have 4 competitors ranked high for it. Highlight this one. Women's robes, highlight this one, bold it. Ladies dressing gowns, 3 competitors are ranked for it. We can look at that too. And we're going to go through all of our keywords for this exact reason. Now, once we look at the keywords that have the highest search volume and we look at which ones are applicable, then we go back into the relevancy tab and we're going to sort by highest to lowest. And let's see exactly which ones we're gonna focus on. You see how the keywords that I bolded from the search volume are really high already here. Like these are the ones I bolded. So these ones actually, what we can do is we can use this all over our listing. And I'm gonna show you how we're gonna do that right now. So exactly what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get these keywords that are most important for us. I'm gonna just copy and paste them. And I'm gonna go to a brand new Google Doc that I just created right now. And I'm gonna type in most important keywords, right? And I'm gonna just hit paste, right? Now we have these keywords that I know are the most important. What does this mean? I want this as exact match in our title, in our bullet points, A+ content, so on and so forth. And we can even run PPC campaigns for this. Now, what we also want to do is let's go back into here. Since we know those are the most important, we also want to get up to 50 to 60 keywords that we can put into our backend, alt text, so on and so forth. So these are the ones that are most relevant. And while some have small search volume, 300, 200, these all add up if we start ranking for it. So what I ideally like to do is copy and paste up to the top 50 or 60. We'll do 60. Go up to 60, copy and paste. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this to here and we're gonna just put in keywords. And it's gonna copy and paste all of our keywords down here. Now, once we're here, we wanna manually go through each one and see if they're applicable to our product. So we know our product's a bathrobe for women and men. It's a unisex bathrobe, right? This is a bathrobe for men and women. So let's go manually through and we'll see exactly all of the keywords and see if all these are applicable. And most of these look like they're pretty applicable to our listing. Fleece robes for women, women's dressing robes, this and that. So we're gonna manually go through each of these. The ones that are not applicable, we wanna get rid of because obviously we don't wanna rank for it. And also we do not want any competitor brand names or spelling errors because there's no point in that. It makes our listing messy and it can hurt our listing with competitors. They can report us. Okay, now that we have most of our important keywords that we got from our master keyword list, now it's time for us to implement this into our title, A+ content, description, bullet points, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna go one by one how we're supposed to do this. So the first thing we want to optimize is our title because it's the most important. Now for the title, we want to keep it simple and strategic. Now we have a formula we're going to follow. Pretty much we like our main keyword. This is the highest search volume and the most relevant, should appear at the front of our title. Now, most brands make a mistake on Amazon where they put their brand name at the beginning of our title. For example, even for us, we have our brand name at the beginning of our title. Now, this can be for a variety of reasons. Most categories itself, they will make it so that you put your brand name at the beginning, while some categories let you put a keyword at the beginning. But the issue is, unless you're a big brand, like for example, Lysol, a Dove, a Nike, there's no point in putting a brand name at the beginning because there's such a small search volume for it on Amazon. Like people are not searching for your brand name on Amazon, right? Unless you're a big brand. So there's really no point. So if we're able to put the main keyword at the beginning of our listing, that is much more beneficial in increasing SEO rank because people are searching for these keywords. And it shows that Amazon that this is our most important keyword and our most relevant. It also lets the customer know right away what our product is, right? If our product's men's bathrobes, search men's bathrobes, people will read it, you know? Like I said, nobody cares about your brand name. Sorry, unless you're a big brand. Big brands have a high search volume. You most likely don't. Amazon customers care about many things, the images, the prices, the reviews, but your brand name most likely is not one. Maybe up to this point, maybe down the line when you're doing multiple seven figures and you're established, then it makes sense. Now, the title format we like to follow is your brand name, your top keyword, the one with the highest search volume and the most relevant, supporting keywords that have search volume but are not as important, and then also your product features. This is ideally what we like to do. And ideally, we want it to be under 200 characters with the most important content in the first 80 characters. Because on mobile, the first 80 characters show, and people don't read past the first 200. And to be honest, most likely, people don't read this entire title. They usually just read the first few words, and they look at the images, so on and so forth. So this is a perfect opportunity for us to just optimize it fully. Also, some more best practices. We want to avoid keyword stuffing. While people don't necessarily read the title all the time, we don't want it just to not make sense with all these keywords all over the place and people can't even read exactly what the product is. So don't keyword stuff. Also, we don't want to drastically change the title all at once. Now, why is this? If we change the title all at once with new keywords, it can really hurt our rank and our sales in the short term, because Amazon's algorithm is going to read this as this product is different now. The previous keywords that it was ranked for or it wanted to focus on, we might lose sales for that. And maybe we have a high search volume for that. So we don't want to change it all at once. We want to gradually improve it with new keywords over time. Also, no competitor brand names, so we can prevent Amazon flags. I know that competitor brands, some have high search volume, especially the ones doing the most in your category, but we want to avoid this because, for example, if we start doing well, they can go onto our listing and see if they see anywhere that we have their brand name on it, they can flag us to Amazon, and Amazon might just take our listing down. So avoid putting your competitor's brand name. Okay, so now I'm gonna craft a title, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to our existing listing and I'm gonna just copy and paste what our current title is looking like, and I'm gonna just add it into over here. So this is our title right now. Now, how can we optimize this? Like I said, the formula we wanted to follow was brand name, top keyword, supporting keywords, plus product features, right? So we can just put this, so we can just put this over here too, just so we know exactly what formula we're going to follow. So we have our brand name. Now we want to put our top keyword. So like I said, the most important keyword that we got from this was dressing gowns for women UK, right? While it's not exactly what our product is, that's another thing we want to look for. So example, go back into our sheet and let's go back into, so these are the keywords we highlighted, right? Now, this one, dressing gowns for women UK. See, our product is, it's not exactly a dressing gown, it's a bathrobe. So while this is a good keyword, this is a good keyword to implement elsewhere in our listing. In our title, it might not be our best main keyword because it's not exactly what we're looking for. Dressing gown, for example, but this keyword is women's robes. See how it has a good enough search volume, a relevant of 5, and our product is exactly a women's robes. So what we're gonna do is copy and paste women's robe. I'm gonna take it over here, and I'm gonna just put it right over here. Women's robe. Oops. Also, you can just type it out. Women's robes. So this is our main keyword, right? This is what we want to rank for. When people search for this, this is exactly what our product is. Now we can put supporting keywords. Like I said, these are the supporting keywords here that our product isn't exactly this, but it is applicable as our competitors are ranked high for it. So dressing gowns for women UK. So we can just go dressing gowns for women UK. Another one. And then we can also add in one more. So what we don't want to do is we don't want to repeat keywords. You see how here we have a lot of the same keywords, dressing gowns for women, dressing gowns. We don't have to repeat these in our title. If it's dressing gowns for women already, we don't have to add in more because it's not going to do any benefit for us. Instead, we can go back into our sheet and see if exactly there are more keywords that we might can include into our listing. So for example, women's robes, we added women's robes already, right? Yeah, women's robes already added. How about men's robes? Is men's robes somewhere here? Dressing gowns, like I said, dressing gowns, we have robe for women. Robe for women might work because it's a different phrase. It's not exactly what our keyword is, but the issue is the search volume is so low. Like I said, we don't want keywords with low search volume. Women's dressing gown. Dressing gown. I think dressing gown might be a good one. Dressing gowns for women UK. See, but we already have it here. So this is a constant process of just going back, seeing exactly which keywords you need, and if it makes sense. For this one, I know bathrobes for men and women is also applicable to our product. So, for example, bathrobes for men. This is also what our product is. So I can include bathrobes for men because I know this has a high enough search volume too. So I can go over here, copy and paste, bathrobes for men. Now we have our main keywords. Now what we can do is we can just include the product features. So we have Egyptian cotton, terry toweling, bathrobe, hotel, and like I said, I can get rid of bathrobes for men. So like this is something about ideally what we want our title to look like. We have our brand name, we have our main keyword, we have our supporting keywords, and then we have features of the product down here. Now what we're gonna do is I wanna make sure that this is within 200 characters. This pretty much, I'm gonna just copy and paste, and I'm gonna take this to our word count. So we can go into word counter over here, copy and paste, 166 characters. So it's below 200 characters. So we know that this will go through. If we want, you can add more keywords, go back into the sheet exactly and see what else you can add that's super relevant. But this is ideally what we want our title to look like. Okay, the next thing I want to focus on is Amazon's back-end keywords. So if you don't know what backend keywords are, these are keywords that are not front facing. They are not shown on the front of your listing, but Amazon reads it on the back of your on the back of your listing, right? And this is up to 500 characters. So we can put up to 500 characters of just keyword stuffing this so that we can index and rank on these certain keywords. So we like to use the backend search term to include smaller relevant keywords you couldn't fit into the visible content. And the good thing is that we can add spelling variations. For example, if there's a spelling error, let's say there's a keyword that has a spelling error but has a high search volume because people are searching for this on Amazon, but they're spelling it wrong. You know, sometimes it just happens. But we don't want to put this on the front of our listing because it looks unprofessional. So we can add this into our backend. Another thing people don't really use is Spanish terms. If you're selling on Amazon USA, there is such a big Spanish demographic that we want to add these keywords into our backend so we can start ranking for it. And most people don't even realize that there's so many Spanish keywords with high search volumes. Another thing is long tail keywords. These can be really good. Long phrases that people are not properly utilizing. Like I said, Spanish keywords, highly underutilized. Avoid duplicates and irrelevant terms. Okay, so let's do this. Pretty much, we're going to go back into our search terms. And for this, we're going to sort by relevancy because I want only the keywords that are most relevant for our listing. Now, what I want to do is, similar to what I did last time, I'm going to copy and paste up to, let's say 70. I'm going to go to the 70 most relevant keywords. I'm going to copy it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Helium 10 and I'm going to use a tool called Frankenstein. So Frankenstein is what processes the keywords once we put it in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go over here. I'm going to copy and paste all the keywords. So it shows all the characters and the total word count. I'm going to make myself small over here. Now what I'm going to do is, so this will automatically remove all duplicates and add only spaces, so on and so forth. So what I'm going to do is go down here, click process. Oh, it didn't work. Process. There you go. See over here, now it gave us all of these keywords and we can go one by one and see exactly which ones are relevant to our product and which ones are not. So here it's showing we have a total characters of 274. Now remember what I said, we have up to 500 characters. So we want to fully utilize this. Now why is this so low? That means a lot of these keywords are duplicates. You see how dressing gowns is all over the place. Like if I search dressing gowns, look how many keywords are dressing. So it's only going to put dressing once here. On the back end, it only includes the keyword one time, right? So for example, that's why this is so low. So since I want this up to 500, I can go back into our keyword list and I went all the way up to 70. I can go even further down. Let's see how far I can go down. And I'm gonna just go here. I'm gonna copy and paste. I'm gonna go back in Frankenstein. I'm gonna copy and paste here, all these keywords now. Now I'm gonna process it. Boom, now showing 605 characters. See how that went from 274 to 605? Now I know I got a lot of different phrases. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through one by one and see which ones are irrelevant and which ones we can remove. Okay, so this is at 605 characters, so we wanna bring this down to 500. So we're gonna manually go through each one and see which ones we can remove. So our product is a bathrobe for men's and women. Very simple. So I'm gonna go through and see exactly which keywords don't make sense. Okay, like here, the Dreamers panel doesn't make sense. Thread for boys doesn't make sense. Hotel girls could make sense for people, bathrobes on vacation. So I'm gonna just go through manually and get rid of this. Liverpool doesn't make sense. Personalized fruit, this term. So if you don't know what a term is, you can actually go into Amazon's search results and search it up to see exactly what this word is. Like red, like what is this keyword? Bartholomew Bear, for example. This doesn't, I don't know what this is. So we can just go here, type it in. Maybe it is applicable, maybe it's not. No, it's just a bear, right? It's just a bear, so it's not applicable to our product. So like I said, just go delete all the keywords that don't make sense at all. Red Jellycat doesn't make sense. We see now we have characters we're below 500 already. So if you want, you can just delete more. For example, if there's a lot more keywords that don't make sense, you can delete it. You can go back to the list. You can go add more keywords, and we want up to 500. Once it's 500, that's when it makes sense. Now, once this is done, we're gonna copy and paste this into our Amazon listing itself. So once you have all your keywords done, you have the backend terms done, we want to copy and paste this. We just want to go into our Amazon listing and we're going to look for the generic keywords on our backend on a detail page. Copy and paste it. uploaded, it should be uploaded. If it's below 500 characters, it should go through. And that's pretty much how we're gonna do the back end. So now we have optimized the title and the back end. Now we're gonna have a look at the bullet points. Now for the bullet points, we can update our current bullet points, or we can just create new ones from scratch. And I'll show you both methods. So if you have existing bullet points, you can find areas in it to add your most relevant keywords. And we want to make exact match keywords, because exact match keywords help the most in SEO on the front facing. Although customers don't read all this, it should still have good copywriting, make sense, and be SEO optimized. So unlike the back end where you just throw keywords in, we still want to make this readable and make it as impressionable to customers. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go into our existing listing, and we can just copy and paste our current ones. Let's go back into our doc here. I have a bullet points tab. We're just copy and paste it. Now, once we're here, we already have most of our important keywords here. We know dressing gowns for women, UK, and even more keywords here. So what we're gonna do is we can just manually put in where we think this makes sense. So for example, dressing gown, where can we put dressing gown anywhere on this listing? Crafted by, Egyptian cotton, terry towel, bathrobe, dressing gown. See, it still makes sense. We still want it to make sense, right? Oops. Let's see where else. You can always add more exact matches on the front facing. There's no harm in it. Treat your loved ones to the gift of luxury with our Egyptian terry towel dress. See, here we actually have dressing gowns. See, we have an exact match here. Let's make a capital here. So this is what we're going to do. So if there's more different, see how example, we have most of these keywords are very similar. So we don't have to put this all over the listing. But for example, bathrobes for women. Let's see bathrobes for women. Do we have bathrobes for women anywhere here? So we have bathrobe, dressing gown. Let's see where else. Our bathrobe for women. See how even that subtle difference, people won't recognize it, and it still sounds normal. So we can still do this. So this is the process of doing the bullet points. Once you feel like you've got most of your main keywords onto it and it makes sense, then it's fine to go and upload it. But I'm also going to show exactly how we can use ChatGPT to create our own bullet points. So how can we utilize ChatGPT to craft bullet points? So this is actually a method I got from Sumner Hobart. He created a whole video regarding this, so I thought best to put this in this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our top competitors listing, and we're going to run Helium 10's review insight and copy up to 50 of the most recent reviews. So what I'm going to do here, this is one of our most important competitors. What I'm going to just go up here, we're going to go over here, and we're going to go down here, review insight. Now what this is going to do is going to show you all reviews for this listing, and we're going to filter out to the most recent reviews. So I'm going to go here, most helpful. Let's go most recent because we want updated data. And what we're going to do is we're going to click export table, and it's going to give us a whole sheet of the reviews. Once we're here, let it load. We have all these reviews, right? And let's copy up to like the top 50 example. Let's just copy all these. Yeah, up to 50 here. We'll just copy and paste this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to ChatGPT, and we're going to make it give us the best reviews based off of these. Okay, so we're going to go into ChatGPT, and we're going to give it this prompt. Provide the top 4 to 5 benefits of this product based on these reviews using this format. So we want our bullet point to look like this. We want first the benefits in all caps. Why all caps? All caps makes it pop out. Customers will read it right away because it catches the eye, right? And then we want wording that supports this benefit with features. Each benefit being less than 200 characters because that's the limit. Make it sound like you are selling the product to a customer. So we still want this to sound really well. And then once we have it made, we're going to just SEO optimize it with the keywords I just showed. So I'm going to just copy and paste this. We're going to go over here. Provide the top 4 to 5 benefits of the product based on these reviews. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back here. I'm going to just copy and paste. Let's say up to 50 reviews, up to 50, copy. And we're going to go here, hit return, and we're going to copy and paste all the reviews. And we're going to hit enter. And we'll see what it comes up with. Boom. See how it comes up this? Here are the top 4 benefits of the product based on these reviews. Luxurious quality, excellent absorption, so on and so forth. You see how this still sounds really good based off the reviews? So what we can do is we can copy and paste these, and we can go back into our doc. So if we want to create new bullet points, and we're going to copy and paste this. Now, see how it follows the formula we have. Now we can also go back and find these keywords, similar again, women's robes, dressing gowns. How can we implement this? Offering these, let's say, these women these women's robes offer. Yeah, offer. See how it makes sense now? And now it's SEO optimized. And then we can do this for all of the keywords. Women's robes, dressing gowns for women, dressing gowns. Let's see. Where can we include dressing gowns? Our dressing gowns ensure, yep, like that. We're gonna do this. Now we have our bullet points. They sound good and they're SEO optimized. So now we have 3 things done. We have the title done, we have the backend keywords done, and we have the bullet points down. Now I'm gonna show you last step, the A+ content and the alt text, which is highly underutilized. Now for the A+ content and alt text, there isn't substantial evidence around this, but if you implement the proper keywords into the backend, you can see that you're being indexed for these keywords and you're going to be ahead of the competition. So although Amazon doesn't directly say that this impacts SEO, if you implement this and tried and tested it, track your keywords, you'll see that you'll start ranking and indexing for certain keywords, even if they have small search volumes. So why not try it out? Amazon has gotten so competitive nowadays where you have to do every little thing to get ahead of the competition. So most brands neglect this aspect of the listing when in fact it helps with indexing keywords and ranking further. The title, bullet points, and backend terms matter the most, but this is underutilized field which can help showcase your product to audiences your competitors are neglecting, which is the best thing. This is also why you must have A+ content on Amazon in 2024. Although A+ content helps with conversion, it looks really good, but it also gives you more room and real estate to SEO optimize your listing, which we need to have in 2024. So for the alt text, we want to utilize ChatGPT to make it as easy as possible for us to copy and paste this into our backend. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into the master keyword list and we're going to copy and paste up to the 50 to 60 of the most relevant keywords. So I'm going to go back here. So for example, for this product itself, there's a lot of repeating keywords. So ideally, you're not going to have as many repeating keywords. But if you have this many, what we can do is we can just copy and paste, let's say up to 100. Because we want a variety of different keywords we want to rank for. So let's go up to 100. I'm gonna copy and paste it. Now what I'm gonna go to ChatGPT. I'm gonna just copy and paste this. So it has all the keywords now in here. And I'm gonna give this a criteria. So I'm gonna go here, go over here. And the criteria I wanna give it is this one. We wanna create 90 random sets of 100 characters using of the below list of phrases. So what does this mean? This is gonna give us a bunch of different combination of phrases that we can put into each separate alt text into our listing, right? Because we don't want it to be the same. We want to differentiate and include as many keywords as we can. So I'm gonna put this here. Let's say utilize up to 100 characters as close as possible, because 100 characters is the limit for each alt text image. So I'm gonna give it that, and I'm gonna give it that criteria, and I'm gonna let it load. Let's see what it gives us. Okay. And it's gonna give a bunch of different ones that we can put into our alt text. So the first one, bathrobes for women, dressing gown for women, UK, fluffy. So it gave me a bunch of different keywords, right? Some are duplicates, some are not. Ideally, we want to check and get rid of all duplicates. So here is 77. So this one's a little bit too short. Some of these AI tools will bring it as close as possible. Some will not. You just have to go copy and paste and see exactly how much it's doing. So 73, we want to be as close as 100 as possible. So it's showing that it's not 100 right now, but we want to just go back and add more, delete, add more keywords. If you want to go, you can go back here. You can add lots more keywords that are not included already to bring it as close to 100 as you can. Okay, so once we have all of our keyword phrases, we want to go into our Seller Central and actually put this into our backend. So you're going to go to A+ Content Manager and click each module that you have for A+ Content. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here. For example, let's say I want to put this one. We're going to copy and paste it. And for each separate A+ content down here, we're going to hit edit right over here. See how there's nothing over here? We can go here, we can hit edit, and it's going to show all the keywords that we put into it. And we can do this for all of the modules here. So this one also here. See how it says that? But it's not optimized properly right now. So I'm going to go here, delete that, go back here. We can add a different one here. Let's go fleece, dressing gowns for women, so on and so forth. So we want it to be as close as 100 as possible. See here, we still have 32 characters, so we can add more. The ChatGPT just didn't give it as accurate as possible. But this is the process of what we want to do. We want to go to each module and just do this and add all this. And this is a tool that is underutilized by sellers itself. They don't realize that this actually works and helping us index for smaller keywords, so on and so forth. So this is the same process I'm gonna follow for everything. And once we do this, every few weeks, we can go back and we can add in a new phrase that we weren't using before, because maybe it has keywords that we're not indexed for yet. So this works really well. We want to do this all over our A+ content and our modules. And also we want to make sure that we're always tracking this. And that's next thing I'm gonna show you exactly how we can track this. Now, before I get to that, I want to just briefly go over the A+ content itself. Now, the A+ content main point is increasing conversion rate, but we can also include SEO elements into the design. For example, these keywords, they play a subtle role in helping us rank. So there's no harm in not including it, right? So if there was a way we can implement this into our A+ content, that would also work really, really well. But here, the main thing, A+ content, is increasing conversion and sales. Also, if you want to check how your backend keywords are, if you don't know if you have it or not, or your competitors, you can download an alt text viewer. See here, it'll show us all the alt text for this listing. This listing right now does not have much alt text right here, right? Here for this one, this Terry rope, that's it. Like I said, we can add up to 100. That's why for this, I'm adding all this into it right now. So this is the point of it. And this is pretty much exactly how we want to optimize our listings. Okay, so now our listing should be fully SEO optimized. We've optimized the title, the bullet points, the backend keywords, and even the alt text. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we're tracking this as accurate as possible. In order to do this, we like to use Helium 10's keyword tracker. So this is where we put all of our keywords that we're ranking for or that we want to track our progress for, and we want to see where our progress currently is. Ideally, every 2 weeks, you want to go back into here and to see exactly where we are ranking for keywords, if we're going up, if we're going down, if we can add new keywords. Because SEO is a thing you want to always optimize, but you also want to track. You want to make sure that's actually working and optimizing so that we can increase our conversion rates. So what we want to do is we want to hit start tracking keywords, and we're going to add actually our ASIN. So this is our product over here. This is on Amazon UK. We're going to manually enter this. We can get my face out of there. Yes, track the parent ASIN. It's going to show up here. Now what we're going to do is we want to add all of our keyword phrases. So for example, the ones that we all put it over here, like these are the ones we are most important for, but we can just go back here and actually just track all of these keywords. We can go copy and paste all. Let's go up to 80, 78, the ones that are the most relevant. We're going to go back into here and we're going to enter in all these keywords separately. It's going to start tracking. Now we can always see our progress for these keywords, right? Track keyword 75. You can go here. It's going to show you all the keywords. It's going to show your rank. It's going to show where you're going. And this is the powerful tool called Helium 10. Now, every 2 weeks, we want to go back into here. We want to track it. We want to add more keywords. We want to go back into our sheet here, see which keywords we want to index for, which we want to rank for. And we always want to optimize. And this is the power of Amazon SEO. Now, just to finish off, there's a few things that you must always consider. You can have the best PPC and SEO strategy, but if your listings are not converting, the issue is not on that side. The issue is on your actual product itself. What do I mean by that? I mean your images, your pricing, your review, your badges, so on and so forth. You can have the best strategies to showcase your listing, but if it's not converting, there's no point in it. You're going to waste money on ad spend, so on and so forth. So you want to always combine your PPC and SEO with your design and conversion. And if all these elements are working really well, your listing will show up on the top of Amazon's first page in no time. Hopefully this video showed you exactly the power of Amazon SEO strategies and how this can boost your brand to blow by your competition pretty much. If you follow all these strategies one by one, implement them, always track it, it'll help you increase your sales and your SEO rank in the long run. And if it's too difficult, me and my team can help you do this as we help multiple 7 figures on Amazon. Let us analyze your store. We can make you a complimentary video analysis of your brand or even a PPC audit where we go in depth to show you how much money you can save and how to increase your SEO organic rank. Remember, we want to achieve an 80-20 ratio. 80% sales coming organically, 20% sales coming from PPC. Help countless brands reach 7 figures while maximizing profitability. For example, these guys go over 5 million pounds yearly and their ACoS will blow your mind. So for this client, we helped them achieve over 536,000 in monthly revenue pound-wise. And the craziest thing is they only have an 80% ACoS, right? 132,000 in pounds in sales. But the craziest thing is the total tacos is at 4%, We have 132,000 PPC sales coming and 536,000 organically. What does this mean? The 80-20 rule I was just talking about. 80% sales coming organically, 20% sales coming from PPC. We've done it for multiple brands. We can help any brand pretty much do it. So let us know if you're interested in a few free PPC audit or video audit. I'll leave a link in the description where you can reach us via email or via text. Hopefully this masterclass showed you exactly how you can help rank your products better on Amazon. If you stay till the end, leave a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. Leave a comment. Let me know exactly what your problems are selling on Amazon or if you need help. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed day.